All right, welcome everybody. I'm Wes Warren. I'm here with Greg Stanley, and we're going to talk about long exams. Is it friend or foe? Is it magic or is it a mistake? Greg, this is mainly what we're talking about is new patient exams. And for the most part, we're talking about our comprehensive exams. Our emergency exams are limited, For the most part, we're talking comprehensive exams. Uh, what would you say the ranges are out there that you see in exams? So,
Oh,
uh,
I've seen them up to 2 hours.
oh, jeez.
Yeah, they go a long time. Let's talk about that. Is it magic or a mistake? The answer to that is it's both.
Okay.
If a person comes in, get this now, if they come into the practice because they know they want a lot of dentistry, they picked up your ad in Dallas Magazine or whatever, and they're coming in for something cosmetic and substantial. Well, you can spend a little more time with those people. They want to kind of get to know you, try you out, weigh and measure. That's fine. But let me tell you, people are coming in from our normal pay-per-click, new patients,
Referrals, right.
discounted exam, referrals, and so forth. Unless they're coming in for something outsized and they know it, it is a mistake. We have seen the trade-off of time to dental reward not pay off. It's time wasted. In fact, you were telling me the other day, a doctor spends an hour with each patient in an exam. It kind of totaled up to quite a bit of time.
Yeah, this doctor was seeing about 25 new patients a month and spending right about an hour with, and it was really important to him. He really, it was important to him that he did this exam. Yeah, it worked out to be it's almost a week's worth of his month is in exams. Greg, can you comment on why you think doctors gravitate towards longer exams and feeling the need to push the envelope of 25 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes with new patients? What drives them to want to do that?
There's a few things. One is somebody told them that once. Some professor, some dentist at a convention, whatever, said, spend the time so that they know what's really involved. Another one, probably the one that gets most people, is when a patient gets out of the chair and turns to you and says, wow, I've never had an exam like that. You're not really sure what they were saying, but you kind of want to interpret it the best way possible. They were impressed. Well, yeah, but we take that then as our license to go forward and spend an hour with everybody, but we're really not seeing that pay off. In fact, there is a point of time with patient in exam where number one, you probably wear them out. Number two, same day service is off the table, which is another way of saying half your practice just got thrown out the window. Same day service, by doing it today, would you like to get that done while you're here? That tends to double practices. So we're giving away half our practice by spending too long wearing out patients. There's a happy medium. What's your finding on that, Wes?
So yeah, we've done studies on this and certainly have had, let's take an office where the doctor's spending 20, 25, even 30 minutes with the average new patient. And we will track their case acceptance over a few months and really narrow this down to what they're getting, how well it's going. And then we'll modify their presentation and try to get it done in 10 to 15 minutes. So pretty much cutting in half. And what we find is not only is it the same, a lot of times it actually goes up. So somewhere past 15 minutes on your normal new patient. So this is not comprehensive. This is not somebody that has a lot of work that needs to be done. Tends to actually work against you is what we found. And what we found with larger cases, the ones you were referencing before, the sweet spot is 20 to 30 minutes. That seems to be the appropriate amount of time to spend with somebody wanting to do sedation, implant, big implant cases, cosmetic cases. That tends to be the sweet spot. More, not necessarily it works against you and with larger cases, but it doesn't get you better case acceptance. That's been clear.
One of the things we've looked for, and a lot of doctors agree with this, is patients coming in not expecting anything other than the tooth that's hurting. So their expectation is here, and if we spend an hour of showmanship, somehow it'll come out way up here. We haven't seen that happen. And yes, it happens once in a blue moon, but no, it's just not turning practices around, certainly not by itself. We found the secret is to reach out with your marketing for the kind of patients you want. And when they get there, give them the kind of exam and treatment they would probably be expecting.
Most of our offices that are doing well with case acceptance and we're able to verify, meaning we're tracking their case acceptance, and we're seeing their 70, 80, 90% of new patients are accepting treatment and moving forward with a high dollar average. Something we were able to verify. They're not spending these long time with patients. Most often it's actually under 10 minutes. And the validity that you're trying to build with the showmanship and becoming their new best friend and real detailed education of how dentistry works and trying to create validity for yourself actually works against you in the end when you go too long. And validity can be also created by being in demand. Simply, hey, this is what you need. This is why you need it. Any other questions for me? As you can see, I got to run. That creates its own sense of validity, and it works in your favor. So you can absolutely talk a sale to death. In the sales world, they know that. And in the dental world, we know that. You can actually talk it to death. The other question. Oh, go ahead, Craig.
I go to my own dentist, and in my head is a list of all these points of an exam, from perio charting to cancer screening to you name it. He's got it on the list. He goes through it. Man, he gets through it thoroughly. It's 10 or 15 minutes max. So adding the time, to me, it just adds risk to your return. I think it's just not paying off.
Can we talk about the friendship building, the bond that you're trying to build? And I hear this a lot, especially from younger dentists, that they want to build relationships with patients. I hear that. What's your comments on that?
Well, it's a good question because, as dentists, we often remind ourselves that we're actually surgeons. People know that. You're going to go into my mouth with something sharp and spinning, or you're going to cut me up or whatever. I don't really want to know that you're just a person. I want to believe that you're up on Mount Olympus somewhere. You're special. And so don't take the time, don't have them call you Joe, have them call you doctor. They will until you tell them not to.
Yeah, we haven't seen that play out either. This whole idea that you can somehow build a relationship and learn about their kids, and you share about your kids, and that has not really played out. Certainly you want to be friendly, you want to ask a little bit as you learn about them, but that's very, very brief. We're talking minute, 2 minutes of pleasantries, and mostly centered on the patient, not of sharing details of your life. That's what we've learned.
Okay, let's sum this up. Don't forget, you're selling your time. Even when the cases are big, when you consider that there's 4 or 5 or even 6 or 8 visits involved, still figure out your time that's involved. Sometime you'll kind of figure it out the way we have, that doing crown and bridge and doing it quickly and doing it well can be very, very competitive with doing these big cases. So that's what we have to say, and we certainly hope you'll call us And let's talk about your exam and why you do it the way you do, and if you should keep doing it.